Hello, my name is Hannah McAndrew. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be a cross between Nimue Skincare and also makeup. Nimue Skin Technology, who I'm an educator for, make a Pro Age Foundation, which looks a little bit like this. So this is the box and this is the product inside. We're going to be discussing today the features and benefits of this foundation, and I'm going to also show you my bare skin with an application, and we're going to go through the shade choice with you as well. So what are the benefits firstly? So this foundation contains something called ceramide 2, which is really, really good for barrier repair. So as we age, the skin will lose its natural barrier, which I think of a little bit like the mortar surrounding bricks. So if you think of the skin cells as bricks, you've got this lovely mortar around them, which helps the skin hold its own moisture, and it also helps to deflect any kind of environmental damage coming from outside, such as like heat damage, free radical damage. So as we get older, or if perhaps your skin is slightly dry, you suffer with like chronic dryness, maybe something like an impaired barrier condition like rosacea, the skin will be deficient in these ceramides and it won't have a good barrier, and that can actually cause sensitivity issues as well as dryness. So the fact that we have ceramide 2 in here means that this is going to help prevent that. It's going to replace any lost ceramides and just get the skin functioning a little bit better, feeling more hydrated and dewy. We also have peptides in here. Now, peptides are amazing anti-aging ingredients. They're really good for production of collagen in the skin and also give a firming effect and can decrease wrinkle depth as well. Now, obviously, that will be with long-term daily use of the product. You're not going to see the wrinkle depth decrease instantly. However, we do have some 3D matrix technology in here. Because the pigments are actually coated, then you're going to get this lovely, nice sort of soft diffused effect with this. So I do find that in my own clinic, when I'm recommending to clients, it does tend to be the more mature client that will opt for this foundation over my other range, which is Jane Iredale mineral makeup. I think this just sits more nicely on the more mature skin. So I'd say from the age of 45 plus, that tends to be the age bracket of the customers that tend to buy this one. Side effects then, we have a lovely vitamin E, which is a lovely antioxidant in there, and there's also a UVB sunscreen. Just UVB, not UVA. UVB means that it's going to protect you against the rays that burn the skin. However, we obviously need to be protecting against the rays that age the skin as well, which is your UVA, and also they can cause skin cancer. So you will need to be wearing a separate sunscreen product underneath. Or, alternatively, you could apply your Nimue Pro Age Foundation and then apply a mineral powder over the top, such as Jane Iredale loose mineral foundations or pressed mineral foundations, and they're going to give you a factor 20 coverage on top of the sunscreen protection that is in the Nimue Pro Age Foundation. So they come in a 30ml tube, which would last for months. I tend to find that clients will repurchase these every 5 to 6 months, and that would obviously be daily use. So it doesn't sound a lot, but it's a very, very heavy tube, and if you can imagine, there's no filler ingredients in this. You don't need a lot to get the coverage. When we look at the before and after, you'll see how little that I actually need to complete the entire face. So I've applied 6 shades to my arm. So from left to right, as you can see them, is numbers 1 to 6. So number 1, as you can see, is a very kind of porcelain toned. It's got a slight kind of beige yellowy tinge to it. Number 2, which is the colour that I'm wearing now, is obviously slightly deeper, and it's more of a beige tone than the yellow. Number 3, which is the most popular colour that I sell in salon, again deeper, but it's actually cooler. It's got a lot more pink tones in this one. So anybody who's got that kind of like rosy kind of cool tone about them, number 3 tends to work. Number 4 is on the same kind of depth as number 3, but it's more golden. So again, very, very popular. Anybody who wants that kind of sun-kissed look, go for number 4. Number 5 then is obviously deeper and ever so slightly warmer again. Okay, so we've got again these really kind of warm tones going on in number 5. And number 6 then is actually not quite as warm as 5, but it is deeper, as you can see here. What you can do, and this is just a little makeup artist tip for you, is actually purchase 1 and 6 and just mix the 2 together, so as your skin colour changes throughout the seasons, then you can just mix your own shade. So I tend to do that quite a bit, even though I'm a number 2 now, for example. with a little bit of a tan. You know, if I've had a spray tan, for example, I need to darken it, so I will add a little bit of the number 6 into it. Right, next then I'm going to take my makeup off and show you the application before and after. So here I am, makeup free. I'm going to be applying the shade number 2 to my skin. I'm going to be using my Jane Iredale foundation brush. Okay, so this is the colour of shade 2 out of the packaging here. You don't need a lot, as you can see that's just a little pea size there. And I'm going to apply just to one side of my face first, just to show the coverage compared to the other side. It feels very, very lightweight going on, but you can also feel the moisture. So if you do suffer with a drier skin, then this will feel really lovely. It almost feels dewy, is the word I'd like to use, like hydrating then, you know, putting water into the skin rather than an oil slick. Now you could use a sponge or just your fingers to apply, which will give a heavier coverage than what we're seeing here. However, obviously that's going to use more product. So personally I like to use my brush first, and then if I need any coverage then actually use my finger to conceal. So I'm not sure if we're seeing the difference here. This is the side with makeup. Oh, let me just do the right side of my nose there. Okay, so this is with and without. So you can see it's not a full coverage, but we can build it up. So if you wanted more coverage anywhere, so I'm feeling like, you know, I've got my acne scarring down here, I'm just going to apply a little bit extra under my eye. I suffer very badly with hyperpigmentation around the eye, so I probably will need some concealer as well. Very, very easy to blend. It feels very lightweight. If you're used to wearing a tinted moisturiser, for example, then this is probably going to be what what you're used to. So, but if you're preferring a fuller foundation, then I would definitely use a mineral powder over this. So there's my after, and there's my before. So let me just speed up, and we're going to apply to the second half of my face. And there we go. So because this is mineral based, I do like to allow them to kind of, the pigments to sink into the skin for a few minutes before applying any hydration spray or powder over the top. So you could just literally leave it like this, which I think is a nice coverage for everyday wear. But I would prefer this more full if I was going to be on a night out, for example. So I'm going to be applying the Jane Iredale Loose Powder Foundation in the shade Radiant today. So if you've not experienced the Jane Iredale range of powders yet, then they are on another video on my channel, which I will link to in the comments. And I'm going to be just applying them with my KABUKI brush, which is actually from MOROCCAN, which is another brand that we retail in Salon. You can see the tester sticker on the bottom of this one. Brought everything home with me because obviously we are on lockdown. Still, so Salon still can't open in Wales for beauty, so I'm patiently waiting, making lots of videos for everybody. And these will never look powdery, and they're a really nice addition to the Nimue Pro Age Foundation because Nimue Pro Age Foundation has all the kind of benefits of mineral makeup. You know, it doesn't have talc in it, it doesn't have any kind of synthetic filler ingredients in it, doesn't have any parabens in it or dyes, no bismuth, so it's really, really kind to the skin. There we go, so I've increased my coverage by applying the loose powder foundation over the top then. So a quick comparison compared to before. And my skin just feels totally weightless. So despite the fact that this one contains ceramides and I have a slightly oily skin, it still feels really dewy and hydrated. Hope you've enjoyed my video. If you'd like your free sample sent to you, or if you'd like to make a purchase, please email me, info@hannahmcandrew.com. The Jane Iredale range is actually up to purchase on the website now, which is also on www.hannahmcandrew.com. If you'd like to book a free booking consultation, you can do this on the same website. So you can book an online consultation and I can go through all of your skincare needs with you. Many thanks and speak to you soon.